Please do call the case.
Good morning, Your Honors. The matter before the court this morning is the case entitled Nicole DeNoyers versus Department of Labor, case number 23 AP 138. Appellant Nicole DeNoyers is self-represented and is appearing by phone. Representing the appellee, Department of Labor, is attorney Jared Adler.
Thank you very much, and good morning again. Ms. DeNoyers, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Okay, good. And I can hear you. We can hear you. So you understand you have 5 minutes, and we'll try to give you a warning, an audible warning, when you have about a minute left. So please go ahead.
Okay. I went ahead and filed for unemployment and pandemic insurance during the shutdown back in 2020, as I had a restaurant that essentially had to be shut down due to the pandemic. And it was found that I had a claim in California from the previous year, which I had gone ahead, and it was inactive because I hadn't filed on it for several months on that. So I didn't realize it was an ongoing claim and that I might have been able to reach out to California and reopen that claim. I did not do so. I went through the state of Vermont, and during that point in time, as I was answering any of the questions, it never came up like, hey, go back to California and see if you can go back and, claim through the state of California. I guess a post-audit of the pandemic unemployment insurance revealed that I had that claim, and I was told that I should go back to the state of California and claim it through them. However, too much time had gone by, so I have absolutely no recourse to go back and claim pandemic unemployment insurance through the state of California, and Vermont has now denied the claim. So I'm between a rock and a hard place, and I really don't think that, with the pandemic, I should be penalized for that because I didn't double dip. I didn't take it from the state of California. I cannot go back to the state of California and open up any claim because too much time had gone by, between the initial ruling and now. So that's where I am. So I'm appealing this to say that there should have been some safeguards in place, that I should never be in this situation and looking at, $10,000 of unemployment insurance that I used to keep my restaurant alive and keep other people employed, during the time that, the entire state was in a shutdown. So that's where I am.
Okay. All right. Then we'll turn to counsel for the appellee. Please introduce yourself, identify your client, and then proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honors. My name is Jared Adler, representing the appellee, the Vermont Department of Labor, and may it please the court. This court should affirm the decision of the Employment Security Board that the appellant was ineligible for pandemic unemployment assistance benefits because she was eligible for regular unemployment benefits in the state of California.
Pandemic benefits, in addition to regular unemployment benefits, they were add-ons, were they not?
So pandemic unemployment assistance benefits extended benefit eligibility to individuals who were traditionally shut out of regular unemployment assistance. So it didn't, it created kind of not an additional benefit, but a separate benefit apart from regular unemployment insurance benefits. So
it was an eligibility issue more than an actual cash issue. If somebody was eligible and pandemic funds that would not have been eligible for basic unemployment compensation.
I'm sorry,
an individual would be some individuals would be eligible for pandemic funds who under normal circumstances would not be eligible under unemployment compensation funds.
Exactly, Your Honor. So individuals who were, for example, self-employed or who were otherwise ineligible for regular unemployment benefits, for example, if they had exhausted all of their eligibility for regular unemployment insurance benefits, they could be found eligible for pandemic unemployment assistance benefits. And here, the appellant acknowledges. Oh, I'm sorry.
Adler, I'm sorry for interrupting you. Did you finish addressing Justice Cohen's question? I just want to ask you a new question.
I'm finished addressing his question. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Can you please address the appellant's argument that her California claim is no longer viable?
So it's not correct that her claim is no longer viable. She opened her claim in the state of California in September of 2019. That establishes what's called a benefit year. So she would have traditionally 26 weeks of benefits available to her between September 2019 and September 2020. So as long as she has some weeks remaining, then she would have benefit eligibility in the state of California if she becomes unemployed at any point during that period. And during the course of the pandemic, the federal government did implement several additional programs to extend benefit eligibility beyond 26 weeks. So they initially implemented what was called PEUC, which afforded an additional 13 weeks of benefits, and then again extended benefits under the EB program for another 13 weeks. So that was 26 weeks of initial eligibility plus potentially another 26 weeks of eligibility. So the claimant could have resumed filing in the state of California at any point during that benefit year between September 2019 and September 2020. And the benefit eligibility at issue in this case is between April 2020, when she initially started filing in the state of Vermont, and August of 2020, when presumably she resumed employment such that she didn't need to continue filing for benefits. So at any point, she could have turned back to the state of California here and resumed filing for benefits. So
if she chose not to and to pursue in Vermont, Mr. Adler, then the onus is on the claimant to notify the California Department of Labor that she is no longer seeking benefits and will do it in another jurisdiction. There must be a requirement of that. Is that correct?
So the claimant would have to, yes, resume filing in the state of California. However, there is, sort of assistance that the state of Vermont can provide in that respect. So traditionally, if one claimant or an individual starts filing for benefits in the incorrect state, they have all that information on file with the incorrect state. So in this case, that would be Vermont. Vermont can, if they find that a claimant has another claim open in another state that would be the correct filing state, the state here in question, Vermont, could send all that data back to California to, facilitate and assist the claimant in getting her claim filed correctly. So it wouldn't be that the claimant is completely on their own in this respect.
So, Mr. Adler, when this all occurred, there was a lot of confusion and difficulty for individuals, such as the appellant here, to navigate through the system to come up with a method that would appropriately compensate them for the circumstances way beyond their control. And any answer to that, or any responses what the Department of Labor said to the difficulties that people faced?
Yes, absolutely. And I say I have no time remaining, so if I'll just go ahead and answer this question, and then I'll conclude my argument. It was a very confusing time. This program was essentially stood up within a matter of weeks, when normally it would take a much longer time to implement a program of this size. And here, the appellant provided all the correct information that the Department of Labor would normally need in order to disqualify her for benefits immediately. However, in the interest of advancing benefits to claimants as expeditiously as possible during a time of true emergency, more claimants were let into the system than would traditionally make it through without some additional review or adjudication. So here, of course, it was a very confusing time, and I certainly understand the confusion that was inherent in any mistakes made in the claims filing process. And this decision from the Employment Security Board doesn't impose any overpayment. It doesn't impose a requirement that the appellant repay benefits to the department. It's just a decision that she actually was not eligible for the benefits that she received.
Okay. Your time has expired. Thank you very much. How much time does the appellant have, please?
Appellant has 2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining.
Miss DeNoyer, can you still hear me? Are you still with us?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
sir, I can still hear.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I would like to say that, yes, the process was very confusing. I did not reopen the claim in California. Nobody ever told me I should have. Those decisions to, process me and say that, yes, I was eligible should have left to have been to stand, because I could not at that time, after I was deemed ineligible, go back to California and reopen anything. Too much time had gone by. The program was over and done with. So the fact that the state couldn't figure out whether or not I was actually eligible to receive the benefit during the time that the program was open really should be on the state and not on me, because in my mind, once I did not file for any more benefits, when I moved to Vermont and opened my restaurant, I was no longer eligible in California. I was not eligible for regular unemployment assistance during the pandemic. So it wouldn't have occurred to me even to go back to California and look at that, because I hadn't claimed against that for weeks. And when you don't claim against something in weeks, the state of California just closes it down. So there's absolutely no recourse for me. And whether or not I'm being asked to repay it or not, hopefully I won't be if this goes against me, because I used those funds, like I said, to keep my restaurant going and make sure I could pay other people at the time. So I don't think that I should be responsible for this personally. I waited until pandemic unemployment insurance was available. I didn't file for regular unemployment the moment that I had to shut down my restaurant. I waited until that program was put in place, and I thought I was eligible for that program.
Okay. All right. I believe your time has expired. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
1 minute left.
Oh, you have 1 minute still.
I don't really have anything other to add, other than I couldn't have gone back to California after this decision has come down that deemed that I was ineligible because too much time is gone and the program is over. So I really think it was upon the state of Vermont to have made a determination during that period of time whether I was eligible or not. And it should have, I could have been redirected to California at that point, but the state didn't do anything until well after the fact to determine that I was ineligible.
Okay. Thank you.